láàárọ̀ yìí pé a kò jùmọ̀ Olódùmarè yóò máa pẹ̀lú wa níbi tí a bá ti jọ ń wo fídíò yìí. Mo fẹ́ sáré lẹ́ẹ̀kan sórí kọ́ mi padà Omoboriowo náà ni mo ń jẹ́. Whatever àkọọ́lẹ̀ tó máa wo ètò wa lórí Omoboriowo Media máa rọ̀ ìpè kẹ́ bá wa subscribe sórí channel wa bẹ́ẹ̀ sì kẹ́ bá wa pé ètò yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bá ṣe mú wá fún yín. Mo fẹ́ sọ kékeré kan náà láàárọ̀ yìí eléyìí tó yẹ pé ó jẹ́ ẹ̀dùn ọkàn. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó bá ti come across fídíò yìí náà ni ó máa jẹ́ ẹ̀dùn ọkàn fún pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọmọ wa tàbí àwọn èèyàn wa tí wọ́n mú iṣẹ́ kan láàyò pé iṣẹ́ yìí dára fáwọn láti ṣe tí wọ́n sì ní passion fún pé táwọn bá dàgbà nǹkan táwọn fẹ́ ṣe lélẹ́yìí ni wọ́n ti padà discourage ní ẹ̀mí wọn ò sí níbẹ̀ mọ́ tàbí tí wọ́n ti fi iṣẹ́ ọ̀hún sílẹ̀ látàrí harassment tàbí ohunkóhun tí wọ́n bá pàdé ńbẹ̀. Ìjọba Nàìjíríà àwọn kan wà tó yẹ pé ṣé ká sọ pé àṣẹmọ́lù ni wọ́n ni pẹ̀lú ìwà ìbàjẹ́ tó ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ wọn àṣẹmọ́lù ni wọ́n. Tí àwọn èèyàn bá wá ń pariwo síta pé nǹkan báyìí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sáwọn tó yẹ kí àwọn tí wọ́n wà ní tí wọ́n ní àmójútó tí wọ́n ní agbára láti ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ tó yẹ kí wọ́n dìde ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún wọn ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n ní dìde tí wọ́n á sì máa wo ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún tí wọ́n á máa lọ ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún lọ́rùn tí wọ́n á máa lọ títí ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún tí ó fi kọjá agbára débi pé ó ṣeé ṣe kí àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ kí wọ́n pàdánù ẹ̀mí wọn. Kí wá ni mo ń sọ? Mo ń sọ nípa ọmọdé arábìnrin kan èyí tó yanṣẹ́ sójà láàyò tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ń bá sùn láì ṣe pé ó jẹun tó dùn mọ́nú tí ò wú. Raping ni wọ́n ń pè yẹn, sexual harassment ni wọ́n ń pè yẹn. Ẹ bá yàn sùn tán ẹ tún lo oògùn fún kó dàbẹ́ ni pé ó ní mental problem. Arábìnrin dẹ̀ ń sọ pé òun ò ní mental problem. Ó dẹ̀ ti lọ sí orí àwọn channel ó ti lọ explain rẹ̀ lórí television more than 4 or 5 TV ló ti lọ explain rẹ̀. Despite that àti ìwárí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pera yín ní woman right tẹ́ yẹ pé ẹ máa ń dìde fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ àwọn obìnrin tí ìyà bá jẹ, ẹ máa ń dìde fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ ẹnikẹ́ni tí wọ́n bá fi tipátipá bá lò pọ̀ tí kì í ṣe with this own consent, ẹ máa ń dìde láti gbèrú ẹ̀dá bẹ́ẹ̀ níjà. Ẹ mọ̀ tí dìde báyìí, ẹ mọ̀ dìde sọ̀rọ̀ arábìnrin yìí, ẹ mọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ arábìnrin yìí, bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀sì sí nǹkan sọ̀rọ̀ arábìnrin yìí sódìgbà tí wọ́n bá tó pa á torí pé àwọn tó mention àwọn tó ń dárúkọ àwọn tí wọ́n nífọ̀n tí wọ́n lè kànnà ni tí wọ́n sì ń fi ọwọ́ ọlá gbá ọmọbìnrin tí wọ́n ń fọwọ́ ọlá gbá lójú tọmọbìnrin sì ń pariwo ẹ tún dismiss ẹ tún ní kó lọ kọ lẹ́tà fún dismiss ara ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ tún kọ́ ẹ wá bọ́ta ẹ wá ní ẹ dismiss ẹ torí pé ó ní mental problem. Níbo ló ti ní mental problem? Ọmọ arábìnrin sójà yìí sọ pé òun ò ní mental problem. Ẹ ń fún òun lóògùn ẹ dẹ̀ ń ṣe rẹ́kọ̀dù nígbà tí bá bá ọ̀sùn tán. Mo fẹ́ kí èmi àti bí ká jọ farabalẹ̀ ká jọ wo fídíò yìí ká wá wò pé ṣe gbogbo ohun tí ọmọbìnrin yìí tó ń sọ ṣírọ́ ló ń pa ni àbò ń sòótọ́ àbí ọmọbìnrin yìí kò mọ ohun tó ń sọ.
There I was very surprised and he called me to an hotel that I should meet him in Igosto Hotel opposite Ojo Cantonment Medical Ojo Cantonment. When I got there, he asked me to sleep with him, promising me if I allow him sleep with me, he will allow me go to school, and he promised to give me 50,000 naira cash as at that sum of 50,000 naira that very day, which I refused because in the army it's against the law. It's called frontalization. You don't frontalize with your senior. Thereafter, that's how the whole thing started. It started by maliciously dealing with me, by putting me on extra duty. I call that one army work. It's part of the job. Sending me to guard rooms, dealing with me. All of a sudden, he started threatening me that if I did not sleep with him, he would dismiss me from the job.
Okay, when all this was going on, when he asked you to visit him in the hotel and you went and you refused his advances, did you report this to anybody or did you tell anybody about this?
Yes, I did.
Who did you report this to?
I told Lasko Pasoni Anota. She was my godmother. Okay. I told her, I was like, people said this man is a very harsh man. Like, why is he disturbing? This man is like, he has been disturbing me for months now. So she just advised me just to, like, you know, ignore the threat that is part of army work. That was what she advised me.
She was the only person you told?
Yes. And at first I was not paying attention to his threat and everything. It was when he started giving me injection, you know, forcefully sleeping with me after giving me injection.
Hold on. Giving you injection, how? How did he give you injection? Where did you meet for him to give you those
We work in the same office. He's my CO.
Okay.
And we work in the MRS. It's called hospital. In the army, it's called MRS. So he will instruct some soldiers. You know, in the army, they give order and you don't disobey orders. So he will instruct those boys to pay me that most times. Then when people are not available, most times he will point gun at me.
During the day or at night?
During the day, witness. Everybody
people are there, seeing all this
seeing
happening.
everything. I have a
and nobody asks questions?
Yes, man, I have a video of it.
You have video recording of this particular
incident that happened.
Continue.
There's a day I got to find out that he normally sleep with me after injecting me. There's a day the former chief army staff, retired General Farouk Yaya wife, came to commission a particular place, the maternity part in our hospital. So when she came, before that they already give me that injection, and I was putting on to a Tron uniform, the army office wear. So all of a sudden I saw Dr. Cosmos. I think the third day, Dr. Cosmos, the copper, he was serving there in our hospital. He came and gave me another injection, which flushed out those one they give to me before. And I saw myself naked. And he now asked me to pass the back door. That in hours they are outside. In hours their officer's wife and association, they were outside that very day. So I got my body was stained and they stripped me naked inside
the hospital,
inside his office. So immediately the woman came. He now instructed one of the serving copper, the one that was serving with us that time, Cosmos, and he told Cosmos to go and give me injection and ask me to pass the back door.
This is very, very, very strange. So all of these things that you say happened when you're unconscious.
Yes. And after giving me the injection, after harassing me sexually, he will put me inside this body bag. In the army, it's called body, just like a casket. He will put me inside. I think they mostly use it in the northeast, because for them to go and get casket and everything. So it's called body bag. So he will just put me inside that body bag, and for some hours, they will now ask them to take me to psychiatry hospital. That is how this issue of mental illness started.
So apart from your godmother that you told when he was making advances at you, up to this very moment, that time, you didn't tell anybody?
I sought for redress. In the army, you cannot fight your senior. In the army, you cannot beat your senior. Okay. You cannot ask your senior to go to Gadroom. Okay. You always sought for redress. So you seek for redress. Fine. So I sought for redress. And
so how did you go about that?
At first, it was frustrating because I wrote it was a handwritten application through the same person that was frustrating me. So he never forwarded my application. So I have to go to, because the thing was, he kept on coming to my house, sending boys to my house. He denied me access to military course, denied me so many things in the army. I spent 5 years in the army without.
So when you noticed that you were trying to, the redress you were trying to get, couldn't get to the appropriate authorities?
I went to General ML Abubakar. He was the provost commander, provost group commander, 81 diff. He's a provost marshal.
What did he say? I
ran to him. He intervened. Okay. And he said, even if I'm just trying to, like, even if she demand, as far as she have the sense to write for redress, they should attend to her. Okay. So because the general was the military police and they were scared of him, so they quickly set up a board. And at the end of the day, they didn't ask me to present any evidence. They just like wawa me, like bullshit me. And
okay, so now the redress you were seeking, like a panel was set up.
Yes, was set up
to inquire into.
Yes, to intervene. Yes.
And they didn't call you for question. Nobody called you to ask you any question.
They called me. Okay. Because I wrote that redress like 4 times before they attended to it. Okay. Because Colonel Abdul Karim, they are the most senior officer in the medical corps. So he has that level, he has that, he's a senior officer. So when I went to, I have to go to military police to report to the provost marshal. So he intervened and he said they should hold that board and intervene and know that they should intervene and know the reason why Abdulkarim is doing
this to you. Yeah.
Yes. So when they intervened, like just the way you are interviewing me now, they never asked me for witness, evidence. Because they are all the same, they are all cosmates. The people that set up that board, they are Abdulkarim cosmates, so they were supporting Colonel Abdulkarim. They were biased. They never asked me for anything. So I just went there and they just.
Wow. So what led to you seeking for a discharge from the army?
So I tried my best. I see myself in the army not progressing. My progression in the army was very, very difficult. Because nobody was ready to listen to me. Somebody was there. Abdulkarim was all over places. If most time I apply for school and they give me admission, he will tell them that they should not allow me, that I have mental illness.
Which school have you applied for?
Nigerian Army Medical School, Nigerian Army School of Nursing. I applied for basic course, like 3-month courses. He didn't.
And you got admitted into all the schools?
I got admitted into Nigerian Army Medical School, and he said I have mental illness, that they should withdraw me from. That's how I lost that. So I didn't even report it. They didn't release me to the school that I have mental illness, because they are all the most senior people holding an appointment in the medical corps. They are all his classmates. So when I sat down, because there's no progression, nobody to listen to you. I even involved the present CDS General CG Musa to intervene. He couldn't intervene. So I tried my best and I exhausted all options. So that's why I came on social media
to say all the things you've been saying.
Yes.
But are you aware that the army has cleared Abdulkarim of any wrongdoing?
So what they did there, it's just they just tell lies. As I don't know how to put it. They just sat down and feel like let me tell you what really transpired to them announcing this whole thing. When I came to social media at first to complain, and the Minister of Women Affairs intervened, and they took me to National Hospital because it was during the investigation for medical evaluation to know if I'm actually mad according to the allegation that was laid against me.
Yes.
So they described that there was nothing like mental illness, and they took me to ADLA just for urine test.
Yes.
So nothing
of such.
So the Minister of Women Affairs, she now said, if I remain in the army, they might wound me.
Yeah.
So my progression will still be very, very difficult, because I came online to expose them. So she now said she advised me if I can still continue with the job, and I said no. So I wrote a redress with my hand and I submitted it to the Minister of Women Affairs, and she went to the army headquarters and she submitted it to the Chief of Army Staff, and he approved it.
For you to be discharged.
To be discharged
voluntarily,
not medical discharge. Before you board a soldier out from the army, there must be a board. They will set up a board. There will be a psychiatrist, a medical doctors, the unit RSM. They will call you, the soldier, and ask you some questions. And to me, soldiers are in the notice with one hand. They are still in the army. Army don't bother soldiers because they don't have what it takes to pay off the soldier. It's as if they are paying the person for life, because you came to the army and the person is not the disability. Maybe you have one hand. It depends on what happened. Yes. So there was nothing like they never discharged me. It was the Chief of Army Staff that converted it to medical discharge, and he said army want to compensate me for me to be paid, like I'll be collecting pension. I was not eligible for pension because I only served 5 years.
Okay. So
they never discharged me. It was the Minister of Women Affairs that intervened and requested me to leave voluntarily.
Okay.
Not medical discharge. So I don't know where they came up from. It's a big lie. It's a big lie. They know what I'm talking about. They know my evidence are with them. They did investigation and they find out that all what I'm saying is true. So coming online to come and say all those things, just a lie. I think they need to apologize to me for that, because it's a big stigma that I've mental. It's a deformation of character, ma. So there's nothing like that, ma.
Thank you very much. Thank you, then. Okay.
And ma, can I want to use this opportunity to beg the president, the Ministry of Defense, they should intervene. I need an open investigation, and just what I want is justice. That is all. Thank you very much, ma.
You're welcome.
Ìwọ tó jẹ́ obìnrin, Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́ ká sìnrìn o, àtọkùnrin wa. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ wa tí wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí iṣẹ́ kan tàbí omi láti ṣe, gbogbo wọn pátá ni wọ́n ti bá sùn. Àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ ọ̀gá wọn ò jẹ́ kí wọ́n rí ìdùnnú láti enjoy iléeṣẹ́ yẹn mọ́. Kò dẹ̀ síbi tí ò sí, ṣùgbọ́n yóò jẹ́ tó jẹ́ wípé àtọkùnrin àtobìnrin ni wọ́n jọ gbà pé mo fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan yìí, kì í ṣe tí ó dùn mọ́, ní tí èèyàn ò gbà, tí ò wú, tẹ́ ẹ wá ń fọ̀ sí ẹ̀ torí pé ó jẹ́ military. Obey before any complaint. Ẹ wà ní kí wọ́n mú obìnrin mọ́lẹ̀, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ dẹ̀ jẹ́ géńdé ọkùnrin tẹ́ wà nínú military náà, ẹ tún wá mú ọmọ yẹn mọ́lẹ̀, ẹ ronú pé yín náà bímọ obìnrin. Ẹ mú mọ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n á fi wá fún ní injection. Kódà gbogbo lòpòlòpò ẹ má sì pòlò, gbogbo alágbára ẹ má sì agbára lò, torí pé ńjọ́ kan ipò tẹ́ lò ń bẹ ń pọ̀dà kó wá kó ń bẹ̀. Agbára ń bọ̀ wá kó lọ́wọ́ yín, kó dẹ̀ sí that is law of karma. Ó wà. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin àṣebàjẹ́ lọ́jọ́ tòní tẹ́ rò pé Ọlọ́run ọba ò rí, tẹ́ rò pé kò sí ẹ̀san ń bẹ. Látòrí ọmọ yín ni ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, lórí àrọ́mọdọ́mọ yín ni ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, àmọ́ nígbà náà ẹ ò ní agbára láti ṣe nǹkan kan, torí ẹ̀san padà wá kẹ́ lórí tiyín. Àyàfi tí gbogbo èèyàn bá ti di sí ọmọbìnrin, tọmọbìnrin sì rí ìdájọ́ òdodo, kí ló dé tí wọn ò lè pe àwọn wọ̀nyí kí wọ́n pè wọ́n wá sí open panel pé ṣé ntọ́mọ yìí ń sọ sí lóòótọ́ ni? Ọmọ yìí dẹ̀ ní òun ní evidence, gbogbo bó ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ òun ní evidence lọ́wọ́. Ó lóun ní evidence lọ́wọ́, kí wá ló wá dé? Minister of Women Affairs, ẹ̀yin náà gbọ́ kínní, ẹ dákẹ́, ẹ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé gbọ́. Ọmọ yìí dẹ̀ ní òun sẹ́ndì fídíò naked, òun sẹ́ndì ẹ̀ sí yín láti lè for the proof, síbẹ̀ ẹ̀ ṣe kankan sí.
I'm calling out the Minister of Women Affairs. Honorable Uju Kennedy, man, you are a mother. You are not just a mother. You are a woman everybody respects so much. Man, please come and say it. Come outside and say the way it is. Man, you requested me to leave the job, which I submitted my handwritten voluntary letter to you, and you submitted it to the army headquarters, to the chief of army staff, requesting them to release me to your office. And that is everybody, the psychiatric doctors were there when you intervened, that I will start working with you, that I should write a voluntary letter, which I submitted to you, and you went to army headquarters to submit it. And later, man, please come outside and say the truth, man. Thereafter, the chief of army staff called me on the 1st July 2024. You called me on video call, Lieutenant General T.A. Lagbaja. I don't say my life not there at stake. You understand? My life there at stake like this. We are from the same state, no problem. You get? I felt I can just keep this to myself. You told me that you converted my voluntary discharge to medical discharge because you wanted me to benefit from pension and from other benefits. If I'm lying, I have evidence against you. I screenshotted everything that happened. You request for my nude, which I sent you my nude, and you bought me phone iPhone 14 Pro Max. If I dey lie, what to say I dey lie? So how you not brought me out? Where is the mental illness? You request, you change. Honorable Uju Kennedy submitted my voluntary discharge application, which I wrote I made that by myself. Why you according to what you told me, that you converted the medical my voluntary discharge to medical discharge so that I can benefit pension and other benefits. So how did you guys send a board for me? How where is the mental illness coming from?
you said you were helping me because we come from the same place and you request for my nude and I send you my nude that day. Are they lie? I don't say my life. No, you people are be after me, no problem. You understand? No problem, but because now they make me they look as if I don't know how they talk. You buy forward they you don't be by the phone for me. Why you guys making me look as if I don't know what I'm talking about? All of them they after me now, one buy me. Mona can't buy me now. Now buy me finish now, I go clear.
Ọlọ́run bí o. Ọlọ́run ọbọ̀ bí yóò bí léèrè. Ẹ já ṣe dáadáa o. Ẹ̀yin wa, ohun tẹ́ yín náà bá wá rò sí fídíò yìí, ẹ fi ìdáhùn yín sábẹ́ comment section. Olódùmarè kò ní jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ wa kí iṣẹ́ tó wù wọ́n lọ́kàn láti ṣe kò ní jẹ́ kó pa wọ́n o.